What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you my overall analysis of Hersheypark's new for 2020 edition, and it's going to be Hershey's Chocolate Town. So this seriously looks like a really awesome addition. Like, you have a huge renovated front area with wider pathways and several shops as well, and it's kind of like a downtown Disney or something like that, like kind of like a main area, and it kind of reminds me of Carowinds in some ways because they have really wide pathways for the main entrance area and several shops and stuff, but this looks even bigger than that. And there's going to be a ton of different restaurants and stores and things like that. This is going to be a really nice area. And you have the new massive front entrance with several metal detectors and stuff. So it's going to be a really quick entrance into the park. And after that, you have a massive B&M hypercoaster or Giga. I'm not really sure whether this will be a B&M Hyper or Giga. I know it will be a B&M Hyper model just based on the track. And this ride will be the tallest, fastest, and longest roller coaster at Hersheypark. And it looks fantastic. We have a pretty interesting color scheme, so some enthusiasts have been speculating on the theme. And another thing to note about this 2020 edition is this fountain, which is a really nice little backdrop area for this B&M hypercoaster. Like, you're going to have the hypercoaster banking around it, and it's going to be interesting if with Hersheypark with their B&M hyper model, like whether it will be a hypercoaster or a gigacoaster. If it's a B&M hyper, then you'll have a hypercoaster duo of Skyrush and this new B&M hyper, which will be actually pretty interesting and can cause some really nice debate for Hersheypark and which hypercoaster is the better ride. And Hersheypark, they have an awesome lineup of roller coasters, and they're now adding this massive B&M hypercoaster, and it has some of the best restraints you can get with the B&M clamshells, and it'll be an awesome addition. I know there's also going to be a Starbucks coffee as well as the relocation of the carousel. So, in my opinion, I think this is going to be the best coaster in the park. Tallest, fastest, longest coaster in the park. It's called 15th Coaster. We don't really know what the name is yet, but it looks to me like it's chocolate themed, just based on the station area. And I think this ride will be easily the best coaster in the park, and I'm a big B&M hypercoaster fan. They have great airtime. Well, most of them. They mostly have great airtime and tons of fun bank turns and things like that, like a bunch of B&M hyper style elements, and I don't see this one being any different really from the others, but it is going to have a bit of a different layout. And in my opinion, the B&M hyper is easily the best addition with Hersheypark. With this new for 2020, in my opinion, the B&M hyper is definitely the thing that I am really looking forward to for Hersheypark. And I know their last really major coaster was Laugh Track in 2015. That was a family coaster, and their last thrilling coaster was Skyrush, and that was all the way back in 2012. So it's really good that they're getting this massive B&M hypercoaster. Their only B&M is Great Bear, and that's a solid invert, but it's not as good as some other B&M inverts like Montu and Afterburn and Banshee. But this B&M Hyper looks like it's going to compete with Diamondback, Intimidator, and Behemoth, like the Cedar Fair B&M hypercoasters for title of the best B&M Hyper, as well as Mako at SeaWorld Orlando and Shambhala, kind of along those lines of those B&M hypercoasters. And in my opinion, this is going to be easily the best coaster at Hersheypark. No question about it. Skyrush is a short ride, even though it has some really insane airtime. It's just really short, and a lot of people complain about the restraints, so the B&M Hypercoaster looks fantastic and will probably easily be the best roller coaster there and easily one of the world's best when it opens. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my overall thoughts on Hersheypark 2020 announcement. Stay tuned for more videos, and I apologize right now if this video came out a little too late for you guys. Here it is, so stay tuned for more videos, guys.